Hey guys, Donnie here at the Mara Group, Memphis, Tennessee, eXp Realty, and today I want to talk a little bit about how the changing inventory in the real estate market could affect you as a buyer or a seller. So let's talk real estate. Inventory. We're hearing it all the time. Inventory is changing, things are changing. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Before I jump into that, if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we would certainly appreciate that. And if you're seeing changes in your area in inventory, feel free to jump down in the comments and let us know if it's going up or going down, because I'd love to see how different parts of the country or even the world are being changed by the inventory. Well, the deal is, for the last couple years, inventory has just been extremely low. What happened is, after the downturn of 2008, as the market started to ramp back up, there just wasn't tons of new construction. When you look at the amount of new construction homes being built in the United States over the last decade, for a long time, that number was lagging way behind what it normally is. Partially because a lot of builders went out of business when the market downturn happened, partially because there just wasn't a lot of demand to get them started. In addition, of course, there's always population growth. There's a lot of people that have been locked into low interest rates that weren't selling because they didn't sell. Plus, there was a lot of people who their home values had gone down, so they didn't sell for several years. So we really ended up with this perfect storm, so to speak, where we had really low inventory and a lot of what we call pent-up demand of people who wanted to move, and they were just buying all the houses up. We know that most markets, including the housing market, is made up of supply and demand. So essentially what it boiled down to is we had tons of demand and very little supply. We've started to see that change. What has happened? Why is it starting to increase now? Well, the biggest increase started happening when the Fed started changing interest rates and interest rates started going up. There's fewer buyers in the market that are buying. So inventory started to increase because now inventory is starting to be able to keep up with the demand a little bit. It's definitely changed significantly. I know in my area, in the county where my office is, our inventory has basically doubled in about the last 4 or 5 months. And certainly in our whole MLS, the inventory has gone up about 50% overall, which tells me that houses are definitely more readily available. So where are we at on inventory now? As of yesterday in Shelby County, Tennessee, we still only had about 1.5 months of inventory on the market, which basically means if no new houses hit the market, within about 6 weeks, every house would be sold theoretically if you look at what the last 90 days sales have been. That's still extremely low inventory. So don't think that this means it's a terrible time to sell or all of a sudden it's a buyer's market. It's still extremely low. It just means it's a little bit less competitive. If you're a buyer, you might have been making offers on homes a few months ago and competing with 20 other buyers. Well, now you might be making an offer and you might be the only offer. It doesn't mean that you can just make crazy low offers or just steal a house from somebody. It is still a seller's market, but as a buyer, I certainly do encourage you, if you've been looking to purchase and you've had a hard time, now is a great time to jump back in the market, or if you've just been thinking about making a purchase, it's a great time to jump back in the market. Still a seller's market, but definitely less competitive for you. As a seller, what does it mean? Number one, the most important thing, and I see realtors saying this, and they're nuts, at least in my area, prices are not going down, okay? As a seller, as of right now, prices are still appreciating. And I hear people say, well, how can prices be appreciating as more inventory? I've said this for years. Because the markets have been so wild over the last 15 years, really 20 years, from 2003 to 2006, the markets were going straight up. From 2008 to 2011, they were going straight down. From 2011, and then especially as we got into the last couple of years, it felt like they were going straight up again. So we get in this mindset that we think everything has to be going way up or way down all of a sudden. Well, the truth is, and I've said this for a long time, our inventory is so low, and it's still so low, that prices aren't going down. There's not enough supply to allow prices to go down. It could get to that point, but as of right now, we don't have that showing that that's going to happen. What more than likely will happen is appreciation will level off, meaning instead of houses going up 15 to 20% a year, we are now about to the point to where houses would have been had they maintained their trajectory anyway. So what do I mean by that? historically, home prices go up 3 to 5% a year over the last 50 years or whatever the number of years is. Instead of us having these wild up and downs, had prices just continued to steadily go up and down over 3 to 5% for the last 15 or 20 years, we would probably be at about the same point house price wise that we are right now. It just feels differently because we've had these wild swings, which is a little unusual in the real estate market. So that means our inventory can go up. We can easily turn back to a 3 to 5% appreciation market versus a 15 to 20% appreciation market, but it doesn't mean house prices have to go down. So as a buyer, know that it's still a good time to buy. There is still competitive, but much less competitive than it was. And know that most likely if you buy, prices aren't going to just go down. And if they do, that's part of an investment. As part of owning a home, they will go back up. They always have, okay? As a seller, well, man, what does increasing inventory mean? Does this mean the house price of my home is going down? No, it does not. As I discussed earlier in the video, we're nowhere near enough inventory, at least in our area, for prices to go down. The misconception out there, and what I hear realtors say, is we're seeing price reductions, home values are going down. Price reductions of on-the-market homes do not mean home prices are going down. It simply means that home was overpriced to begin with. It was not going to sell at that price. Before the market got so crazy, 65% of all homes on the market took at least one price adjustment before they sold. So that gives you a pretty good idea that oftentimes sellers do demand or try to demand home prices higher than what their home was worth to begin with. And it shows you that we're just starting to return to a little bit more of a normal market. But as a seller, it's still a great time to sell. Your home value is still the highest it has been in history. So what does it mean for you as a seller? It means if you're ready to move, make a move. You get to lock in that growth and buy another home if that's what you choose to do. And hopefully your new home will continue to appreciate as well. And I'm sure over time it will. What does it mean to me as an agent and to all real estate agents? Well, it just means that we have to become better. What I mean by that is you could take a new agent the last couple of years and kind of the whole a blind squirrel can still find an acorn. Well, just by the sheer volume of business, I found, and a lot of us have made comments on this, that agents could be semi-successful just by talking to people. Sellers might not have felt like they needed an experienced, really good marketing agent that has what they need because they felt like, oh, I can just put it on the market with my cousin who just got their license and the home will sell. Well, that might change now. So as an agent now, we have to elevate our skills. We have to make sure we know how to market those homes again. We have to get back to the basics of taking care of our clients. It also means that we have to be more consistent. It means we have to consistently be learning the market. We have to stay on top of the market every day. Like I could tell you as of yesterday in our market, there was about 1,394 houses in our county for sale. So when you interview agents, they should know stuff like that. They should know where this market is going. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Do yourself a favor, subscribe so you don't miss anything. Do us a favor and like the video for sure. If you ever need anything, our information is in the description. Feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help.